Hey guys, today we are going to talk about Steph Curry's basketball career and his breakthrough in the NBA. So let's get in, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos. Steph is known as the best shooter of all time in the NBA, but before he get there, he has to went a lot of things. They said he was too small, too skinny, too fragile for the NBA. But what they didn't know was that Stephen Curry wasn't here to just play the game, he was here to change it forever. From an overlooked teenager in North Carolina to the first player in NBA history to hit 4,000 career threes, Curry's story isn't just about basketball. It's about rewriting the rules, proving the doubters wrong, and leaving behind a legacy that will last long after the final buzzer. Stephen Curry was born in 1988 in Akron, Ohio. Yes, the exact same hospital as LeBron James. But while LeBron was heralded as the chosen one, Curry's path couldn't have been more different. The son of Del Curry, a respected NBA sharpshooter, Steph grew up around the game. He would sit courtside as a kid, watching his dad rain down jumpers for the Charlotte Hornets. But when it came to his own game, not everyone believed. Coaches looked at his skinny frame, his lack of height compared to other prodigies, and assumed he just didn't have what it took. Even in high school, scouts questioned whether his body could handle the physicality of elite basketball. Still, Steph wasn't deterred. Every missed opportunity, every dismissive scout, every overlooked chance, he used it as fuel. And that fire was about to ignite. When the big-name programs like Duke and North Carolina ignored him, Curry chose Davidson, a small, private college with a basketball program barely on the national radar. To most, it was a dead end. But to Steph, it was the perfect stage to prove the world wrong. And then came March Madness in 2008. Steph exploded, dropping 30, 35, even 40 points against powerhouse schools. He lit up Georgetown, destroyed Gonzaga, and had Davidson just a game away from the Final Four. Suddenly, the boy people said was too small was splashed across national headlines. It wasn't just that he was scoring, it was how he was scoring. Deep threes, impossible shots, cold-blooded daggers that silenced arenas. America was watching a revolution before it even realized it. But the real test? The NBA. In 2009, the Golden State Warriors took a chance on Curry with the 7th pick. And while fans in Oakland were hopeful, the critics weren't done with their doubts. Could he really hold up against elite defenders? Could his ankles, which were already a problem, survive the grind of an NBA season? Early on, it didn't look promising. Nagging ankle injuries forced him to miss huge chunks of games. The whispers got louder. Maybe he's just another college star who won't make it in the pros. Some even suggested Golden State should trade him while he still had value. But Steph wasn't giving up. He rebuilt his body, reworked his training, and doubled down on the one weapon nobody could stop: his jumper. And soon, everything changed. By 2013, a new version of Steph Curry had arrived, stronger, smarter, and deadlier from distance. He started pulling up from 25, 28, even 30 feet, and making it look easy. Defenses weren't built for this. Teams were used to protecting the paint, not chasing a guy into half court. But Steph forced them to adapt. He wasn't just scoring, he was warping the geometry of the game. In 2015, the payoff arrived. Curry led the Warriors to their first championship in 40 years, claiming the MVP along the way. And then in 2016, he took it to another level, becoming the NBA's first ever unanimous MVP. That year, he hit a staggering 402 threes, a record that still feels untouchable. The doubters were gone. In their place, legends calling him the greatest shooter of all time. Steph Curry didn't just dominate, he rewrote the rulebook. Before him, the three-pointer was a weapon. After him, it became the centerpiece of modern basketball. Kids across the world stopped practicing layups and started pulling up from deep. Coaches redesigned offenses around spacing and shot. Even NBA stars admit it. Curry forced them to evolve. Defenses stretched farther, centers had to guard the perimeter, and players you'd never expect were now launching threes. What Allen Iverson did for crossovers, what Shaq did for power in the paint, Steph Curry did for the three-point line. He made it the heart of the game. But his story was far from over. The 14th of December, 2021, Madison Square Garden, the mecca of basketball. With a single shot, Curry broke Ray Allen's all-time record for most career threes. The moment stopped the game. Teammates, legends, even opponents rose to their feet as the crowd roared. Just weeks later, he nailed his 3,000th career three-pointer, another milestone that only solidified his legend. But Steph wasn't done chasing history. Every year, he continued to climb higher. Fast forward to the 13th of March, 2025. The Warriors were playing the Kings when Curry drilled the shot that made him the first player in NBA history to reach 4,000 career three-pointers. The arena erupted and social media exploded. It wasn't just a number. It was the ultimate symbol of a career built on resilience, skill, and vision. Think about it. In a league where most stars struggle to hit even 1,000, Curry quadrupled it. And at nearly 37 years old, he's still doing it, still pulling up from 30 feet, still hitting shots that leave opponents shaking their heads. Curry's influence doesn't stop at the NBA. In the 2024 Olympics, he led Team USA to gold, setting records along the way, including 36 points and 9 threes in a single game. His impact went global, inspiring players in Europe, Asia, and Africa to model their games after him. Everywhere you look, from playgrounds to professional leagues, you see his fingerprints. Kids wearing number 30 jerseys, pulling up from deep, yelling Curry as the ball leaves their hands. Steph Curry didn't just play basketball. He reshaped the culture around it. From a doubted teenager in North Carolina to a 4-time champion, 2-time MVP, Olympic hero, and the first player to ever hit 4,000 threes, Stephen Curry has done more than anyone thought possible. But if there's one thing his career has taught us, it's this. Never underestimate Steph, because just when you think he's reached his limit, he finds a way to break it. And that's why decades from now, when people talk about the players who define basketball, one name will always rise above. Stephen Curry.